Hello, movie lovers. Yes, it's Friday. You know what that means? I've watched movies this week, and I'm going to tell you which ones I watched, just in case I watched one that you might want to watch yourself. But like I said, keep saying, repeating myself over and over and over again. This is like a Reader's Digest version of movies. This is not what's that word? There's a word for it. Anyway, losing concentration already. Just talk about the movies I watched. So here we go. We're going to start off with this one. All right, the first one I watched, or there's not in any order, of course. I watched Hideout. That was on TCM. Robert Montgomery takes a refugee with a farm family. Yeah, he's a racketeer, right? And they're looking for him. So he heads out to a farm, and he meets up with Maureen O'Sullivan. You know, the girl that was in Tarzan of the Apes. She's in it. And Mickey Rooney, probably when he was about 12 years old, maybe, give or take a year or whatever. Mickey Rooney, yeah, as Willie. Stop calling me Willie! But he's in it, so he gets to the farm, and you know, they make him tea and stuff like that, and he drinks milk and all this stuff that he's never done before. And he milks a cow and all this crazy stuff. Anyway, I can't tell you the ending, of course, but in a roundabout way, I enjoy this movie. It's a little on the boring side, but it's not bad. It's not too bad. Anyway, it's a quiet movie. Nothing happens. More character-driven, just... You know, a lot of things happen at the farm, and the chickens, and the horses and the pigs and all that stuff. But it wasn't bad. So that was, what year was that? I didn't even write the name down, or the year down. Anyway, can't remember the year. Anyway, Hideout, TCM, Robert Montgomery and Maureen O'Sullivan. I give it a 6, whatever year it was. I didn't write it down. That's why I'm never prepared doing these. I never change. I'm never prepared. Anyway, in the other movie I watched on Crave, which is Roger Shore, and was called The Book of Henry, 2017. A young boy, he lives in his house with his younger brother, his mother, right? And he lives next door to a young girl, of course, probably the same age as Henry, and she lives with her stepfather. So as time goes by, the young boy finds out that maybe the stepfather is not treating his stepdaughter that well. I think she's being abused. So Henry gets a bright idea of rescuing her, right? So, and then, can't tell you what happens because that'd spoil the movie. But the mother gets a bright idea that she's going to help the girl, right, that's abused. So it's kind of hard to explain to you what happens in the movie because in a roundabout way, I'll ruin it for you. So, The Book of Henry is 2017, so I watched it the other day, and I thought it was a very interesting movie. These kind of movies like this, I give it a 7. So once you watch it, you don't have to watch it again. It's one of those movies. But it's not a bad watch. So that's The Book of Henry. I give it a 7 out of 10. And the other one I watched was on Netflix. So I watched a Netflix movie. I heard a little bit about it, so I thought I'd give it a watch. It's called Wine Country. Just came on Netflix, I guess, a while ago, not too long ago. 2019, pretty sure it is. It's Amy Poehler and some of her friends and girls. Mostly, it's a girl movie. It's for girls, I guess. I watched it. But one of her friends is going to turn 50, so she wants to rent a big house in wine country, where they taste wine and stuff, and so they go visit, the wine where they make wine at. They drink wine, and they're all together in a big house, and they get drunk and have a party and swimming pools and all that kind of stuff, and it's fun. It was funny. It's a laugh. Another movie, if you've seen it once, you don't have to watch it again, but it was fun. It was a fun watch. I give that a 7 out of 10. It's a worthwhile watch if you want to watch a movie. I watched it, and as far as I know, this is for girls. Like when girls get together, and they're 50 years old, they all dance and bop along the bus from songs from the 1980s, like Bust a Move and stuff. But it was fun. It was a laugh. So that's Wine Country, 7 out of 10. And then I watched 1938 with Judy Garland and Freddie Bartholomew. This is 1938, so Judy Garland's in it as a young girl, and she has a brother, and she lives with her mother. Her father has passed away. So she's actually looking for a man so her mother can be with somebody, instead of her mother's crying all the time every night. Her mother cries herself to sleep, the mother. So Judy Garland and Freddie Bartholomew, which is her friend, not her brother, it's a friend of hers. So they get together and they start looking for a man for Judy Garland's mother. Judy Garland sings Sing When the Strings of My Heart in this one, along with a couple of other songs. It's an enjoyable movie. This one I could watch again. Judy Garland, watch anytime. So yeah, so that's on TCM, like I said. I give it a 7 out of 10, 1938, and it's a fun movie. Like I said, if this movie comes on again, no problem. I can watch it again. And then the other one was The Clock, 1945. Judy Garland and Robert Walker. Yes. GI on a 48-hour pass meets an attractive young lady under the clock at New York's railway station. A weekend of romance happens. They get to go for walks together. They get to go visit a museum together. And they get to go have dinner together. And they get to deliver milk together from a milk truck. The both of them are roaming around at 4 o'clock in the morning delivering milk. It's a fun movie, a very enjoyable movie. I thought it was a lot of fun. In reality, things like this, in a roundabout way, happens in the 1940s, 1945, 44, whenever, when the war was going on. Young ladies did fall in love with men that were going off to war, And another thing is sometimes people go off to war and they never come back, right? So, there's all kinds of war movies like that where people meet each other and the guy goes off to war. And at the end of this movie, it's like he goes up, he leaves and goes off to war and stuff like that. But you don't know whether he's ever coming back or not, or they're all the same. These type of situations. Not that hopefully I didn't give too much of the movie away, but it was a fun movie. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but it's an enjoyable movie. Judy Garland, 1945. She's probably, 21 here, or 22, or something like that. So, yeah, it gets a big 8. Now I can watch this movie again, also, The Clock. And the other one was TCM, The Fastest Guitar Alive, 1967, starring Roy Orbison. And Sam the Sham's in this movie somewhere. I don't remember where, but he was in it somewhere. Yeah, during the Civil War, 2 spies posed as medicine men, traveling medicine men. Well, they also got females in the back, too. And they'd have a dance show, and they put on a dance at the taverns or bars or whatever they call them, drinking establishment, the dancing. Meanwhile, these 2 spies for the Confederacy are trying to steal the gold shipment that's in the office, and they, so they're trying to get the gold for the Confederacy. So this movie, I give it a 5 out of 10. It was kind of boring, but it was fun to look at Roy Orbison doing some of his kinky, funny tunes from 1967 in this movie. He had a guitar that actually turned into a gun or a pistol or whatever. So it wasn't exactly the greatest movie. In this movie, seeing that I watched it, I don't have to watch it again. So that's it for the movies that are written down on paper. And I also watched Indiana Jones in the Temple of Doom. Harrison Ford. What year was this? 1984, of course, 1984. These movies always reminded me of serials from the 30s and 40s when you had to go to the theater every week and see another chapter. This is non-stop action, this movie. There's always something keeps going on and on and on. Fighting, kicking, shooting, whatever. jumping around and whatever. It's a fun movie. It's a popcorn movie. You know, put some ice in your Coke and have a bag of popcorn and away you go. You disappear for a couple hours. It's a fun movie. I give this one an 8. Harrison Ford. What else is in it? Kate Capshaw. Yeah, so I watched this one. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. It was fun. It was a very fun movie. I always like these movies. I haven't watched this in a while. And the other one, Blu-ray. This is called The Spirit. Gabriel Mack. Eva Mendes, Sarah Paulson, Scarlett Johansson, and Samuel L. Jackson as the octopus. You don't see this movie on YouTube much. People talking about movies or, you know, anything. I've never seen it anyway. Of all the stuff I watch on YouTube, I never show anybody showing The Shadow. This is from 2009. And it's by, what's his name? Oh, jeez. Will Eisner. Of course, Will Eisner did The Shadow. Shadow was around, or Shadow. The Spirit. Will Eisner. There's all comic books back in the 40s and stuff like that with spirit in it and stuff like that. So this movie's okay. It was fun. I've seen it before, but I never watched it on Blu-ray before. And Frank Miller directed it and written it, wrote it, and all that kind of stuff. So it kind of reminds you of his other movies that he made. A couple of them, those black and white movies and stuff like Sin City. It's similar to Sin City and stuff. So this is a very enjoyable movie. If anybody knows The Spirit, I got some of his The Spirit over there. See back there in the shelf? He's back there on the shelf with the octopus, those stand-up things or wherever they are. I forget where they are, but they're back there. The Spirit. So this was a fun movie. I give this a 7. Yeah, you can take this out and watch it again. It's fun. You can't kill this. You can't kill the spirit. He gets shot and does whatever. He comes back to life all the time. The Spirit. Fun movie. And in, yes, remember the other night I said I'm going to watch that? Well, I did. I watched it on this, and it was 1 a.m. when Chaplin's drunk and he's in his house and he's trying to go up the stairs, and there's the big clock at the top of the stairs with the pendulum swinging back and forth. Yeah, I gave that one a watch, like I said, right? And it's fun. Chaplin's a ball of laughs. You got to laugh all the time with this guy. So this is from 1916, pretty sure, 1 a.m. I also watched The Floor Walker. That was another fun one. I haven't seen all these yet. I watched a few of them, but it takes time to watch them all. But they're from 1914, 1916, 1917, 18, 1915, 1919 to 1922. So there's a few on here, so I don't know if you can see them all or not, but put it on pause, maybe you can read read what's there. I'm not sure if it's going to work, but there it is. So yeah, I watched that 1 a.m. in The Floor Walker. It's very funny. You gotta love Chaplin. Yeah. So those are the movies I watched this week. So there you go. Plus I watched, what else did I watch? Sheldon on TV and Big Bang and some of the hockey game, and I watched a few things. But yeah, what the movie wise, yeah. And tomorrow morning I'm leaving here around 10, and I'm heading out to Oshawa. My two brothers, Donnie and Sammy, so we're going out to Oshawa. We're gonna have barbecues, drink beers, play darts, and smoke some dope. So that's what I'm doing tomorrow. So you won't be hearing any videos or anything from me over the weekend until Monday when I come back home. So that's it, people. Keep watching those movies. You know who you are. Talk to you later. Have a great weekend. I know I'm going to.